Alright people, so I'm here with your Raw review. Thought the show was, well, at least the ending. I mean, let's face it, actually, the show usually sucks, but that ending was fucking phenomenal. It was fucking great. Very much enjoyed the ending. Kevin Owens is the new champion. Very happy to see that happen. So let's, first off, before I get into this review, I have a new feature I'm going to be doing on my Raw reviews now, or at least trying out. I have a statistic where I keep track of the minutes during the matches, how long each match is lasting, because I always point out, oh, this match seemed like it was 5 minutes or 3 minutes or whatever the fuck. So now I have a stopwatch so I could actually write down how much it was, and I do round off to the nearest fifth second. So let's say a match is 1 minute and 23 seconds. I'm going to round up to 125. But if it's 122, I'm going to go to 120. So, and then I have a bunch of other statistics that I'll go over at the end of this review too, that I have that has to do with length of the matches that I come up with. So, to get the show started off, we have Owens, Big Cass, Rollins, and Reigns coming out to cut a promo. I thought it was okay. There was some good back and forth here. A couple decent and or funny lines. Nothing too special though. I mean, nothing big was done here. But I gotta say though, at least they did something relevant to the show. That actually did a little bit. Usually they just come out and say some fucking bullshit or do some announcements that could have just been made in a minute. So at least they made an effort to do something productive. So it was an alright way to start off the show. And there was a few good jokes in there. Like how Enzo betted against Big Cass and shit like that. So then we have Jericho defeating Neville. And this match was 7 minutes and 25 seconds. So not too short a match, but I thought this was an alright match. I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. There was some good spots in here. I like the ending, how Jericho caught Neville. I think Neville was going for like a hurricanrana, and Jericho caught it and countered it into a Walls of Jericho. That was a cool fucking ending. So I'm going to give it 2.5 out of 5 stars. But these are the kind of matches I'm talking about that could go 15 minutes. If this match would have been twice as longer and went 15 minutes, this could have been a great match. So, and usually if you see matches that are 10, 15, 20 minutes long, those are the best matches. You rarely get a really good match that's like 5 to 10 minutes long. So, nonetheless, I thought it was okay. So I gave it, like I said, 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then we have Nia Jax defeating a jobber. I'm getting so sick of these fucking matches. I mean, they're just terrible. Repetitive bullshit every week. Okay, we get what you're fucking trying to do. Nia Jax can go out there and beat up no names. I don't give a fucking shit about that. So 0 out of 5 stars, and this match was 1 minute and 20 seconds long. Then we have Sami Zayn defeating Jinder Mahal. Just a totally pointless match. Why the fuck did they bring Jinder in here into this company if they're not going to do anything with him, and it doesn't even look like he's been on TV that much. So that's a fucking waste. This match was a jobber match, like I like to call it. You knew Sami Zayn was going to win. About a 99% chance he was going to win. The match was 3 minutes and 5 seconds long, so it was a short, horrible, waste of time match. Totally pointless. Then we have the New Day and Bayley defeating the Club and Dana Brooke in a boring fucking match. Here's your fucking typical 6-man tag. This is the ironic thing. They make the 6-man tag matches always go long. This match was 10 minutes and 5 seconds, but then you have a singles match and they cut that off short. And the 6-man tag matches are always the matches that are terrible fucking matches. The matches that suck. Because it's the same shit every fucking time with these 6-man tag matches, where the majority of the match, it seems like they just put rest holds on the babyface team until they get the hot tag for most of the match, and it's just so fucking boring. And 6-man tag matches, like 95% of the time, suck. And this one did too. I gave it a half star out of 5. And it wasn't even a 6-man tag. It was but it was a mixed tag match. So, and I kind of felt this was a waste of Bayley. I mean, Bayley just came up here. So, I mean, she should be doing something significant. But instead, it's like she's in a fucking 6-tag match, a mixed tag match. You know, still fooling around with Dana Brooke, who's pretty much a nobody. I mean, it just seemed kind of like a waste of Bayley. You know, it didn't really further her, you know, from what she did last week. It's kind of like she went nowhere from last week. So yeah, I gave this half star out of 5. Then we have Sheamus defeating Cesaro. This match was 7 minutes 45 seconds, so an alright time amount here. Thought this match was mediocre. Thought there was a really cool spot there towards the end where Sheamus, I don't even know how to explain it, but he kind of like body slammed Cesaro into the ring post. That was a fucking cool spot. You know, that's what I'm talking. Those are the truly cool spots. You know, fans will chant, "This is awesome," when somebody kicks out at, you know, 2.5, and that happens every fucking night. Oh my God, Sami Zayn hits the Blue Thunder Bomb, and then, you know, this guy kicks out at 2.5. And then people start chanting, "This is awesome." How is that awesome? That's just a fucking generic fucking move. You know what's really awesome is moves like these. Moves like what happened in the Jericho-Neville match when Jericho counters into the walls of Jericho. Those are the truly really cool spots and really cool moments. Not a kick out at 2.5. Again, that happens all the time. So, and I'm not even a Sheamus fan. I'm just making a comparison to what fans think is awesome and how I don't agree with that. And I think a lot of people just go with the flow. And I'm not. This match wasn't even good overall. I said mediocre. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars, but I have to give that move props. It was a good move. But this match, you know, this whole Cesaro versus Sheamus best out of 7. Why the fuck would they do a best out of 7 with these two people? First off, they're nobodies. They don't mean anything to this company because they've chosen to put these two people as jobbers. And that baffles my mind because you got a very talented wrestler in Cesaro. So why have a best of 7 if these two guys don't even fucking matter? There's going to be no interest in this best of 7 because nobody gives a shit about these two guys because WWE doesn't give a shit about these two guys. Then we have Braun Strowman defeating a jobber. This match was 55 seconds long. Again, just like with Nia Jax, more of the same, boring, repetitive bullshit. 0 out of 5 stars. Then we have Heyman and Stephanie McMahon cutting a promo. I did not get this. It kind of made no sense. So we get, you know, Heyman coming out there, you know, kind of fooling around, you know, brings out $500 fine in dollar bills and starts counting him off. And then Stephanie gets hard on him and she's like, "Okay, Paul, you're not messing around. I'm serious." And then Paul says something about, you know, how Stephanie's, you know, has to answer to the board of directors or some shit to me. And it didn't really make 100% sense to me. And then all of a sudden, Stephanie just decides to fucking, you know, give in and then accept Paul's fine. You know, fine money. It's like, what? You know, first she comes out here all tough and then she leaves like, "Okay, I accept." You know, I just did not get, you know, why she accepted because it didn't really convince, Paul Heyman's argument didn't really convince me that there was a legitimate reason to, you know, accept Paul Heyman's offer there. Yeah, I did not get the change in viewpoint there by Stephanie. So, you know, pretty mediocre promo here. I thought this could have been better, but I mean, it was just, I don't know, it just didn't really make too much sense to me. Then we have Darren Young defeating Titus O'Neil. I'm so fucking sick of this feud. It's a fucking pointless feud. But this was a boring match. It was 4 minutes long. The only one good spot I remember is Darren Young took a pretty good bump there. You know, he got Irish whipped into the corner and he went over the fucking ring onto the floor. Actually took out a camera there down below. So that was a cool spot. But like I said, overall the match was a short match. between two people I don't give a shit about, and between two guys who are not having an exciting feud whatsoever. Probably mostly because they don't matter in this company. But I gave this match a half star out of 5. And there was also, I believe I counted at least 2 rest holds in this match. That's, it seemed like rest holds were very plentiful in this 4-minute match. So the match wasn't even that good. They're lucky I'm only giving it a half star because of that spot, that bump Darren Young took there. So, and then we have your main event. Owens defeats the all 3 people there. Big Cass, Rollins, and Reigns in a fucking great match. It's not like the wrestling was great here. I mean, I thought it was, pretty good. But the main point to focus on is the ending. You have Triple H coming out. You think he's going to be for Rollins. He pedigrees Reigns and Rollins pins Reigns. And then you think Triple H is going to be for Rollins, but no, he turns around and pedigrees Rollins and Owens fucking wins. What a great ending. Multiple swerves because you got Triple H coming down. Didn't think he was going to be there. Then once he's there, you're like, okay, Rollins is going to win. But no, he swerves you again. They swerve you again. And then, you got, Owens now as the Triple H guy. So that was great. Multiple swerves. You got multiple directions to go with the company now, with storylines. You got the direction of Owens as champion, which is great. I apologize, my phone ran out of video space, but like I was saying, you got Owens, a guy who's a very talented wrestler, a very talented promo guy. He's funny, he's got a lot of charisma, so I'm very excited to see him as the Universal Champion. That Universal Championship is a really fucking dumb name. I think it was Corey Graves was saying, well, the WWE Champion is the champion of the world, but the Universal Champion is the champion of the universe. What the fuck? So what, is Kevin Owens now the champion of Pluto? Or what, is he the champion of Jupiter? I mean, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? The champion of the universe. That's great. He's champion for the fucking, Oort Cloud. Yeah, that's great. It's just, I'm all for, Raw having its belt. But the fucking name of it is so fucking dumb. Just name it the World Heavyweight title and make it simple. But instead they have to fuck it up. But that's besides the point. The point is, great fucking match to end it. And they could also have multiple storylines coming out of this too, or multiple angles to go. So like I said, you have Owens as champion. You got Rollins versus Triple H now. So you got... and then you get the possible, this is part of Owens being champion, but who is Owens going to face now? So you got that. So, I mean, there's multiple angles to take out of this. Rollins is probably going to be a babyface now, I assume. You got Triple H versus Stephanie now, maybe because, Stephanie didn't look too happy about this. So this is very exciting, where they're going to go with this. I mean, I'm sure WWE will still suck in many ways, still have a lot of fucking pointless ass matches, but the fact of the matter is, I really much enjoyed this main event. I was very happy, very surprised. It was very awesome, and there's no complaints. I gave it, I believe I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars, and yes, I did. It was 18 minutes and 15 seconds. And that brings me to my last point here. So I have a few statistics here that I hope to continue doing on Raw reviews, at least for the present time. Try them out. So statistics: total time wrestling on Raw, 52 minutes 50 seconds. Actual wrestling in the ring. So that means 6.6 minutes per match. Not that much, really. If you think, 6.5 minutes basically per match. It's pretty fucking lame. The longest match was 18 minutes 15 seconds. The shortest was 55 seconds. You had 4. By the way, there was 8 matches on Raw this week. 4 out of the 8. So half the matches were 0 to 5 minutes. 2 of them were 5 to 10 minutes. 1 of them was 10 to 15, and 1 was 15 to 20. So, great ending. I liked it. But the fact of the matter is, it's unacceptable to have 0 out of 5 matches that are, or 4 matches that are 0 to 5 minutes long. And also, it's unacceptable to have your average match time of 6.6 minutes. So, but that's something I just wanted to add in there because I've been talking about match length for quite, for a little bit now. Probably longer than that, probably a long time. But so now I'm more specific about it. So overall, I'm gonna give this show 3 out of 10 stars because the only thing that was really good was the main event, which was great. But everything else really sucked, so I really can't give it too high a rating. But nonetheless, a great main event. Kevin Owens is champion. I'm fucking happy about that. So there you go, people. There's your Raw review.